Thanks, Art. Thanks for the intro there. Good good afternoon to everybody on the East Coast and for all the others joining from other parts of the country. Good morning still. We are still in our morning. We are on Central Time. We are based in our headquarters in Birmingham, Alabama. Looking forward to today's session. Thank you all for taking the time to attend the session today, and thanks to EDAC for organizing the sessions and giving IBML an opportunity to talk about today's topic. Our topic for today is maximizing your productivity with intelligent scanners and AI-powered data capture software to enhance your digitization capabilities itself. You will hear a lot. Today we have some good live demos planned. We're taking our chances to do a live demo with our scanners here in our office. You can see behind me some scanners sitting all around this room. We have some scanners. We'll be able to introduce them to you later today. Just for logistics purpose, as Art mentioned, if you have questions, please type it into the chat and we will try to respond back to you. And also on the chat, also for questions that we need to take live, we will take it live. But what we would like to do is as we go through the demo process itself, not interrupt it, because we're going to have to switch between multiple cameras here to give you this live experience. So we will have enough time at the end of our presentation and demos to answer questions live too. Do raise your hands during that time, and until then, we'll move forward with this. As many of you may know IBML, and for those who don't know, IBML has been in the business of digitization for over 3 decades. We are the world's most premier and world's largest manufacturer of intelligent scanners. We mainly serve the world's largest organizations, whether it's in government, banking and financial services, insurance, business process outsourcers, healthcare providers. The world's largest processors, world's largest mailrooms use IBML technology to digitize document and extract valuable information from those documents itself. Within the government space, since I know a lot of our audience today is from government, whether it's state or local, several applications we typically serve are records management, of course, no doubt about it. For anything long-term archival purposes, we have the best standards that you can achieve. And we deliver that. We also do TRATS processing. We've been involved with multiple census, not just in the US, but multiple countries across the world. We process elections, several elections in the US, also several globally that we've been involved with. And social benefits administration are just some of top of my mind applications that we serve in the government space itself. And Chris and Peter here are today going to help us with the demos and be able to show us some live demos. I'm going to play the reason I have this little headphone here is I get the chance today to play director and cameraman. So I'm going to have a little fun with these guys. So if something goes wrong in your visual, don't blame them, blame me. But hopefully we'll have everything going here pretty smooth soon. With that, I'm going to turn it over just to introduce myself. My name is Sushil John. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at IBML. And my colleagues here, Peter and Chris. Chris, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, Chris Keller. I think a lot of you know me already. I'm responsible for the federal market with IBML. I've been with IBML for about 25 years or almost 25 years now. So,
all right, I'm Peter Taki, and I am in charge of our pre-sales group, which helps these account executives such as Chris build out the solutions, do the demonstrations, and
keep us honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the underlying statement. That's what every other customer I've spoken to, they always tell me, I like to listen to Chris, but I like to trust Peter. So that's why we always have a Peter and his team on these calls, because you definitely can trust them with this. So we are ready to go on here in a moment. And
showtime.
It's showtime. You guys ready to move to the other camera?
Yeah.
Okay, we're just going to switch cameras here. Give me a moment. Okay, Peter.
So Peter, customers in the federal space today are under a tremendous amount of pressure from NARA guidelines, from OMB directives, from budget constraints to digitize documents as quickly and efficiently as possible. So talk to us a little bit and show us how IBML solution can help attain and meet those goals.
Well, Chris, you happen to be standing in front of the IBML Fusion, which is our flagship product, also the world's fastest OpenTrack transport available. We run at native speeds of 200, 300, 400, and 600 DPI. And what I'd like to do is just give you a little demonstration of the speeds. We're going to go over here. I'm going to open our scan client. I'm going to do a new batch. Pick my job, and this is going to be my speed demo job. Now the transport, our scan application is opening up. And what I'm going to demonstrate first is our base speed on the ImageTrack Fusion, our IBML Fusion. This is able to capture native 200 or 300 DPI, and this track is running at 55 inches per second, which translates to a little over 300 pages a minute. Like that. And we will. All right, Chris, at that speed, we are capturing front and rear images at either 200 or 300 DPI native. What I'd like to show you next is our faster track speed. This also will be able to capture at 200 or 300 DPI native. So we're going to do new. Right? All right. Just to recap, that was our 83 inches per second track speed, which equates to up to 475 pages a minute at 200 or 300 DPI. What I'm going to show you now is what makes IBML the fastest scanner in the market. We're going to run at our 125 inch per second track speed, which is a little over 700 pages a minute. And now this is going to be native 200 DPI.
Very impressive.
I know. It's still always interesting to see that. I've worked here forever, and I still love watching the scanner run like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That is always very impressive to see. But one thing I did notice is that looked pretty simple. Those were pretty basic, 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. My customers don't run that. So do you have something that's maybe a little more complicated, intermix sizes, difficult documents?
I do. Don't worry. No. IBML is known for running intermixed documents. We don't only just run uniform shapes and sizes. So for my next demonstration, what I have here, I have different shapes, sizes, thicknesses, weights of paper, maybe something that your customers might be used to seeing. So we're going to go ahead, and with IBML's OpenTrack and the left justified feeder, instead of trying to line up everything in the middle, we just jog everything to a common corner. Sorry, jogger. I'm going to take that, fan it out, put it in here, slide it up. I'm going to select my scan job. And from there, we will start running.
That's pretty impressive as well. I know you're not just paying homage to my Irish heritage. What's up with all the orange and yellow colors on the screen?
One thing I didn't mention is we aren't just taking images of documents. What we're doing is identification inline. So in this demonstration, I was actually using the envelopes as a sort of a transactional break in the software. And that way we know which documents are kept together after that. In there also, I'm using some OCR to identify checks and read the microdata off of there and capture that. Other typical logic and intelligence we do in line, barcode recognition, doc type. We mentioned zonal OCR for structured and unstructured or semi-structured documents.
So
all
the
part of
green
our,
was checks and the orange is envelopes.
Yeah.
Now, if you're identifying the envelopes, and I'm assuming that's with the ultrasonic, how are you handling double detection so you don't have multi-feeds?
Okay. So yes, we do have some patented technology with our ultrasonic bar that allows it to not only detect an envelope, but still register an actual double feed. So I've got some more.
Clear your pocket here.
You gonna do that for me? All right. So now I'm gonna take this stack. We're gonna load it in there. We're gonna continuation of the job. Go down to the bottom, and we're gonna run this. All right, this pause is, if you notice on the screen, we detected a Post-it note that was at the bottom of the paper. What our scanner is doing, it has paused the track. We can look at this and decide whether this is actually an issue and stop the transport and hand feed, or in this case, I'm just going to resume and allow the scanner to continue. So not only do we use our ultrasonic bar all the way across the length of the track to detect doubles, but it can also be used to intelligently separate transactions.
Very cool, Peter. Now, one thing that is very important and paramount in the federal space with NARA guidelines is image quality and FADGI 3-star rated images. How are we going to handle that with the IBML Fusion HD?
Well, the Fusion HD is FADGI 3-star certified at 300 and 400 DPI, which, and we're certified at that with at our rated speeds. So the images that run down the track, those pass FADGI. We went a little further. We also made it easy for somebody to integrate with the Golden Thread software and with our software. So, any which way.
So you're telling me that we've made the management of your FADGI process a lot simpler?
Yeah, that's a better way of putting it. Thank you, Chris. So for our next demonstration, I will talk about how we have integrated our FADGI passing and storage of the results into the capture software.
Me?
So if we go back to our screen here.
No, I'm not. It's this training.
Go ahead. And for this, I'm going to simulate we're running work that needs to be FADGI certified. Now, inside of our software, we have the ability to set a required testing period. And for this demonstration, I've got it set that every time I try to run FADGI work, I need to get certified on the compliance. So first thing that happens when I select that job, the image quality verification test must be performed in order to continue scanning. Would you like to continue? Yes. What this is going to do is going to bring up our testing interface. The first thing the operator is prompted to do is to place the target on the scanner face up. Now we press hand feed. So what's happening now is we are taking that image and we are sending it to Golden Thread. It is getting analyzed, and once the results are received back to the Capture Suite software, we're going to display whether it passes or fails to the operator.
So you're telling me the operator doesn't have to go into Golden Thread software and upload the image or
Oh, no,
scan the document?
that's what we're doing behind the scenes right here.
Wow.
So, yeah, and this instance is somewhere out on the network. So not every scanner needs its own instance. We are uploading it to your server, getting the results back. Sometimes takes a second. Okay. If you look at the screen, you notice front camera passed. Not only are we getting a pass fail, but we do keep all of the details of those results. Those are all stored in there. Now, place target on the scanner face down and press hand feed. So take the target, placing it face down this time. We're going to test the rear camera.
Now, Peter, that looks like a pretty expensive target document. I mean, I don't want that thing getting destroyed. Aren't they like $1,000 a piece?
They are. I wish I had invented them and was getting some. Well, if you move a little to the side, you'll notice that in order to preserve those targets, we've also programmed the scanner during this test to stop on the open track and avoid the pockets or any of the rollers. So we're trying to maintain that document integrity as long as possible for you.
So essentially, it's never going through any kind of a pinch point, and should
No.
last.
Very minimal. You're with the open track design, it's floating on the belt. The only thing is the rear camera. Oh, while we were talking, now we have a pass for the rear camera. We're going to go ahead and we're going to continue scanning. And then that opens up into our scanning application.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
now, if it had failed, what would have happened?
If it had failed, they would have had to try it again. And if it failed a couple times, they would be able to zip up the logs and send those to our support to have somebody in. But
Check it out.
one fail, try it again. Multiple, need somebody to look at it.
And the system is set up to prevent them from scanning if it's not passing.
Yeah, because the whole point is you need to show that it passes FADGI before you can continue scanning.
Okay.
But now, one thing is the scanner to be able to pass FADGI, but we also have the ability to help you with your auditability of that. All right, Chris, let me show you the reports we've also added to help with that auditability. We open up our Capture Suite Analytics. We have, so not only are we storing those test results, but you can open up this report. I've got it marked for all the different dates. We have dates, times, the scanner that the test was run on, the results, pass, fail. And if it's passed or failed, it'll show you the results. All of the results from all the different. There.
So that's like a translation of the Golden Thread log.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about the log itself?
Well, we also, at the testing time, we're moving those results and the actual image from the test out onto your network. So, and this is the results folder. So this is where we have those test target results and the actual images. And you can put that out there on your own. The operator that ran the test and the application that ran it. Because not only are we testing our scanners in the scan client, but we can also test any QC scanner that's required to do rescans.
Very neat.
Close this out.
So, Peter, I see that you've got two pockets on this machine. Tell me a little bit about that. I'm assuming that's to outsort documents. Certain customers may have to,
Well-
for retention purposes or destruction, or if they're
Yeah.
separator sheets to reuse.
Yeah, if we can identify something in line, we can use that information to make sorting or inkjet decisions. So if you've got separator sheets that you want to outsort and reuse, or in remittance applications, check identification, we can outsort that. Or even if it's some specific document type that needs to be separated from the rest of the pile, we can do that. So if you clear that for me, here, what I'll do is, once again, we'll take that intermix stack of documents. I'm going to come back over to the scanner and put those in there where our envelopes, papers, forms, everything. Go in here. I'm going to run a batch. And I do here first, before this starts running, I'm going to add a column. I'm going to actually put the pocket up there. Well, and now I'm going to run that stack of work, but this time I'm going to outsort the checks since we were identifying them. Oh, okay. Well, fortunately, unfortunately, jams do occur every once in a while, but this does give me a chance to point out a feature we've added to the Fusion. If there is a stoppage on the track, we have a LED indicator light to show you where it is. And with our open track design, this gives you the ability to open it up, pick them up from left to right. Yeah. From there, you can hand feed. Then return back to scanning. All right, so I just want to run a little quick stack through there. Chris, can you look in pocket one and see what we have in there?
Got a couple of checks.
All right. And now if we go back to the software screen, I can show you, if you look on here, if every place you see a check, the pocket is saying it was in pocket one. Everything else was going to the second pocket. So.
Very neat.
All right, go back here.
So now, Peter, this is all really cool, neat stuff. But the topic of our presentation is maximizing your digitization productivity with intelligent scanners and AI powered capture software. So where's the AI come into play in all of this?
Oh, well, now you're touching on new ibml direction, and that's really exciting stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start us off. I need some work. Let me grab some of this.
Okay.
There we go. For this demonstration, I am going to, we've got envelopes, separating transactions again. You got different form types in here, or different handwriting, handwritten. And what I'm going to do is we're just going to start with digitizing them. Here. Okay, we're going to open up Scan Client. I'm going to do a new batch. We're going to go ahead and feed these documents in. All right, now we have our transactional breaks using the envelopes, and then just different documents inside of there. Different formats, different, it's almost like a mailroom. You never know really what's going to come in. You just have a separator, and I'm going to close that batch out. And now from here, I am going to send it to our new exciting module. All right, so what's happening now is I've closed the batch out. We are sending the batch through our post-scan process. We're doing some rotation. We're doing some automated indexing. So what we're doing is we're going to use AI to pull some fields off of those forms, mainly first name, last name, and account number out of each of those transactions. And once that's done, well, I will actually take a moment to point out that we don't just do scanning. We also have a quality control client where we can do image review and processing there. And then validation is our indexing module, where if you need to verify that there's certain information present, whether it be on a document or it be on a transactional level, and maybe you need to verify that you're doing a correct OCR read or just manually key from image. That would be done in our validation client. So give me 1 second to let that process, and it'll show up. Now, these are live tiles. So once that batch is ready for indexing, it'll pop up there with a 1. All right, looks like that batch has finished going through the recognition, and I'm going to go ahead and open it up in our validation client. All right, I'm going to open it up, and let's review what happened. So we have our work. It's rotated it in the right way. But if we look at over here on the left in the tree, each envelope is requiring a first name, last name, and a policy number for it. So in this first transaction, first name, Taylor, last name, Hardy, policy number is getting pulled from there. We go down to the next transaction. Okay. Now we've got Joseph Hardy. Hardy, Joseph, policy number being pulled from there. Right here. First name John, last name Paul. Policy number, it's got a different format. This one has dashes. And to be honest, all 3 of those, it may be the same form, but if you look, these are all unconstrained handwriting. And maybe we go down here to Sam Anderson, policy number, different format, same location. Great. But if we go down, let's try another transaction, same form. How about if we go to somewhere down here? Let's see if there's something here. That's Charlie. Oh, it doesn't have a last name, nothing present. So we're notified that somebody would have to manually index that. Policy number 284562. Maybe this transaction here. Let's look at this. Oh, completely different form and machine print. First name John, last name Doe. Policy number 123456890. See what else we've got. Now we've got a Tammy Stevenson. Her policy. All of these are so far have really been handwriting. First name, last name. See, number 19. Oh, okay, here we go. Completely different structure to it. First name Lant, last name Hardy up there. Policy number is right there after the account number. That's in the body of the paper. Another one. This one I found the first name under the sincerely. Last name there, policy number written there. Okay. Here we've got handwriting. So this James did not necessarily pass the minimum confidence threshold we sent. It did read Taylor out of there, right? Nice little snippet there. And then the policy number, R439-752-46JT. So we've got handwriting, unconstrained, different form structures, and all of this was able to be picked up by the prompts that we used, and which were simply find the first name, find the last name, and find the policy number for each of these documents. Here's another form. Elijah Martinez, FR7 93645. This is our first iteration, but this is the route we're going here with Capture Suite, and being able to automate indexing, just quickly leverage the technology that's out there and just really improve your processes.
Yeah, Peter, that was a cool demo of the AI capabilities. Thank you so much. So talk to us a little bit more. I think that showed really well in terms of all the capture you were doing, but what did it take you to set it up? I mean, I know a number of software out there can do this type of capabilities today, but it just takes, with legacy software, a long time to set up these things, a lot of training and effort needed to be able to capture information just of different formats of document, and for handwriting versus machine print. What did it involve you setting up this application?
Well, I did not have to template anything. All I did was use normal verbal cues, like find the first name in this transaction, find the last name, find the policy number. And then from there, it didn't matter if it was a structured or unstructured form, handwritten or machine print, it would find it. And then from there, you can tighten up those cues a little bit if you want to expect it a certain format. But it really was just find the first name in here.
Okay.
So, I'm assuming this is a cloud-based solution?
Well, we can go cloud-based, but the really beautiful part about what we're trying to do here is offer on-prem. So what you were seeing here was local. And, not only are we using large language model to extract that information, but we've also got in our first or one and a half Capture Suite AI iteration is the visual language model, which isn't just text. Now you can look at checkbox, you can look at more complex forms. And it's really, from the technology side, it's really exciting because not only are we using these best-in-class OCR engines and extraction, but we're also able to give you something that's been containerized in your own environment and not have to send your data or your images up to the cloud. So it gives you the control of what you're doing with your AI solution.
I would say that's super important for our government customers. That's typically a roadblock we faced when we pitch cloud-based solutions to our customers, because a lot of our government customers want to run it in their own premise and within their own environment. Would you say so, Chris?
Absolutely. When it comes to cloud-based, even if they're allowed to utilize a cloud solution, it has to be FedRAMP certified, which is a lengthy and expensive process. So the fact that we have an on-premise solution is really huge.
Yeah. And just so you know, we're doing our soft launch here in a couple months, and we're looking for early adopters.
Okay. So that was a great demo, guys. I think all the camera setup went not too bad.
You did pretty good, Sushil.
Hopefully, I think we'll get some feedback from the audience. I didn't screw up too much. But before we move on to take some questions, I wanted to ask you an important. So all of those demos we did with one of the scanner models, right? Which, of course, most of our customers know it's our flagship product, the IBML Fusion HD. Is this the only solution that we can offer in the market, or are there other products that we can offer our customers for their
Yeah.
different applications?
Yeah, so if we want to slide out of the way here, you can see behind us right here is the 8200. This is the entry level into the Fusion HD platform. It's a 2-frame system, so it doesn't have quite the same ability of for intelligent sorting. But for those simple applications where you just want the camera quality that IBML is known for, the speed that IBML is known for, and still being able to do some of the inline intelligence, this is the great product for that.
So for a customer who's really just looking to get high quality output, meet the FADGI standards, and not having to do any sorting capabilities, that would be a great product.
Or just minimal sorting capabilities. You can see we do have
Okay.
a run out tray and a pocket, so you could outsort separator sheets and that sort of thing.
Yep.
But the more complex sorting from image, or post inkjet printing with complex printing, we need to move on to the 8300, which is what you saw the demos on earlier. You want to?
Let me turn around.
Yeah, show the 8300.
Hit the yellow. All right. Go back over here to the 8300 that I was demoing on earlier.
So this is a 2-pocket with a runout 8300 Fusion HD system. It has a post inkjet printer, front and rear camera, micker, a lot of the bells and whistles. So there with that system, again, same high quality images, same ability to do high speed, over 700 pages per minute, FADGI images, but also now you can do some intelligent printing and intelligent sorting to a certain extent. And then if you need even more advanced sorting, more intelligence inline, then you can look at the 8400, which is the largest device. You can get an 8400 with up to, was it 26 pockets, I believe? 26 pockets. We have some of those over in Europe. I don't think we have any of those any longer in the US. We did with some of the image tracks, but with some of our applications in Europe where they need a lot of intelligent advanced sorting, that's where that device comes in. And you can notice from the time you get to from the camera to the pockets, there's a lot of empty space there. That's what the 8400 is it's, that space is time. So it's allowing the system to recognize data off of images from the front and the rear camera and be able to make, complex, intelligent printing and sorting decisions.
Okay, great. So what else do we have in our portfolio from a hardware perspective, Chris?
Yes, so we have the IntelliScan Raptor. For those that aren't familiar, IBML acquired the Accela hardware division not too long ago. And as part of that acquisition, we've made some improvements and modernized, so to speak, the IntelliScan Raptor. And that is the lowest level of the flat track, or the lowest price point of the flat track design systems.
And we've integrated Capture Suite into it. So the Capture Suite that runs on our Fusion product is also available to run on the IntelliScan Raptor.
So it gives you the same benefits of an open track system like the Fusion, gives you some minimal sorting capabilities, all the great paper handling that IBML is known for, but yet available at a more competitive pricing for customers who have low volume of scanning. Would that be the right requirements for those scanners?
Yeah, that's correct. Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Right,
And
one last thing we're going to point out, we still do have our DS product line of scanners, so the desktop models. And over here in the view, I'll get a little. We do have our 1085 model here, which runs about 85 pages per minute. Gives you the ability to left justify feed and also some sorting capabilities. And the 1155 1210 model, more robust production, full bore, up to 210 pages a minute. Once again, 2 pockets, left justified feeding. So the same way you prep documents for Fusion, you can prep for your desktop scanners.
Okay, great. Let's go back to the main camera. You guys want to get back in here?
Yeah, we'll come join you.
Yeah. So I'd encourage the audience if there are any questions, and if we encourage you to type in any questions you have into the chat box. So we have some more time left here. We'd be happy to answer that.
Or raise your hand and we can call on people. So everyone's not speaking at once.
Or
Yeah.
we could randomly pick somebody and call them out directly and ask them a
Yeah.
question.
I don't think that's a good idea
Okay.
for it. Okay, guys, hold on. We have art and control there over that, and we'll let him decide that. I do want to ask a question going back to our Capture Suite. So it's really interesting. We now have Capture Suite running across all our hardware platform. Is Capture Suite able to run only IBML scanners? Or what if our customers have other products, other desktop scanners or other models of scanners from other manufacturers? Are we able to use Capture Suite to run that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Capture Suite can not only drive other manufacturer scanners using Twain or ISIS drivers, but if those scanners are FADGI compliant, that same demonstration that we did earlier on the 8300, where the operator was prompted to run the target and interface with Golden Thread, we have that same functionality that we can utilize through any desktop device that meets is capturing FADGI 3-star images. In addition to driving other scanners, Capture Suite is able to import images from any format, so email, fax, images that are in a watch folder, just about any method that you can think of from an input perspective, Capture Suite can handle.
So Capture Suite can be the default standard for bringing in any kind of business document, any kind of documents into the organization's workflow, extract the information and output it to a business system of their choice.
Yes.
Really, that's fantastic. So I'm going to switch gears here, talk a little bit more about the AI capture solution that you presented. The first question to you guys, is this a product that's available right now?
We are soft launch this summer. So in just a short period of time, we will be looking for, or currently already looking for early adopters for this soft launch of the product.
Yeah.
Okay.
The official release is going to be next month. So if you asked me, can you enable it right now? No. The version will be next month.
Okay. So, however, we do have voice of customers and pilot projects that our customers are using the software for today. So it's a product, the first version of this that you spoke about, which is automated indexing capabilities using AI-powered systems, is available starting early summer as a general availability, but we would still have it now for people who want to run it on pilot. Okay.
Absolutely.
We do have multiple pilots going currently.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say to anyone out there that is currently, keying from image or doing a lot of key correction, any sort of, keying for indexes, please reach out. We'd love to speak with you.
Okay.
Yeah. Any real interest, or we'd love to hear
Yeah.
from them.
Okay. So let me ask a question. So this looks like completely new technology that we're putting in place. So does our existing customers with Capture Suite have to change their platform to this new platform? Or is this just like an add-on, or how do customers, how easy is it for customers who are using currently Capture Suite to adopt this?
Yeah, that's the great thing about it for our existing customers that already have, different Capture Suite modules. It's just an add-on to their existing solution. So there's no integrating with, another third-party product downstream. It's just part of Capture Suite.
It's an upgrade. It's not a
Yeah.
rewrite. So
Okay, so
your existing Capture Suite environment can be upgraded to take advantage of this functionality.
Okay, that's fantastic. So really speaking, all that the customer is buying the additional module and the additional AI capability to implement this in their system. They don't have to undo, redo any of their jobs, any of the existing Capture Suite jobs itself. All that existing infrastructure that they run within their SQL databases, all secure, all good. There's just improving their current process with just the additional module.
That's correct.
That sounds too good to be true. So, because we know really from other customer experiences, whenever they've had to upgrade to modern technology, it's a complete rip and replace.
Yep.
So this is really cool that it is not that.
Yes.
for our existing customers at least. And if they're a net new customer, obviously they can implement it right from day one.
Sure can.
Yeah. Okay. So you said the use case, really, the primary use case that we're addressing with this new AI capture module is people, if any of our customers are doing any key from index, key from images, then this is an ideal use case for them to use this module.
Right out of the
itself
gate.
Yeah, that's sort of the first use case.
that we are addressing currently.
Correct.
Okay. Does our customer have to invest in anything additionally from an infrastructure standpoint? Because we said it's not on the cloud, it's going to be on-prem. What is our customers looking at here?
Yeah, I mean, there is a small initial investment of a processing server for the AI solution, which typically involves a video card.
A
Use
GPU?
GPU.
Okay. So a GPU-based server, ideally implemented on-prem, so that they can run the AI modules within the on-prem itself, and that's all it is.
Yeah.
Any idea what this could cost? It really depends on what volume of documents they're processing, I understand.
Right.
But let's say if our customer is processing about 1 million pages or so a year, what would that mean?
I think
That's kind of our minimum customer.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's around 5,000
Yeah.
for a
I-
GPU
the-
system
the-
capable of processing.
The server and the card.
Yeah.
That's what we've been using for our demonstration purposes in here. So
Okay.
that's
Am I right to say if the customer doesn't have their own infrastructure and they're really running this all in a private cloud provision to them privately, then they could always provision the GPU servers on their private cloud too?
yes.
Yep.
Okay. And none of that data is hosted by IBML? We don't take any of that data to train our own models?
Not at all.
Okay, so whatever the customer is using, the data remains there. We don't train using that data. It's all completely owned by the customer, nothing to worry about from a security standpoint. Yeah, this is fantastic, guys. Okay, audience, do we have any more questions? I'm running out of questions to challenge these guys, so maybe you guys challenge them. Okay, we'll wait.
Give it a minute.
If anybody is feeling shy or maybe just not typing as fast.
Or we're going back to my suggestion of calling people out.
Any hand raises? If you want to ask the question on the mic, please raise your hands and we can unmute and ask question.
I hope they're all still awake.
Yeah, maybe they all fell asleep or they're all eating. It is lunchtime.
That's true. Most of them in these roles.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to turn this back to you, Art. Any questions from you or the team there? If not, it's your show.
Yeah.
It's up to you to call this meeting.
I appreciate it, guys. That was an amazing demo. Obviously, I mean, looking in the chat, there's a couple of comments, but no questions. But I think we can all agree that that was a really, really well done demo, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Greg.
guys.
All right.
Thanks,
If nobody
guys.
has any questions, thank you everyone for coming, and we look forward to everyone in the next session. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
Wow.